Hi, this is Kirk, the bariatric carnivore. Well, I read a long time ago in one of my political science classes that there are 4 boxes that keep you free. And you have to exercise, you have to do work in all 4 of these boxes in order for you to remain a free individual. And those boxes are the jury box, the ballot box, the cartridge box, and the soap box. Let me go over these with you one at a time, because it's an interesting idea. It was expanded upon in a speech from the 1830s, and I thought it was a good analogy. One of the things that you have to exercise as somebody who wants to be a free person is to be able to judge data. The power of the jury, this is something that goes back to English common law, where the king got very upset with a group of jurors who would not convict his political enemies because there frankly was no evidence against it, and he tried to starve them to death in order to get them to vote the way he wanted to. He wanted them to convict him, and they wouldn't do it. They held out, almost starved to death. And the power of the jury box to even stand up to kings was paramount and has been enshrined in common law ever since. And it was one of the ideas that came to our country in the United States and has been a founding principle. And when people try to skip out of jury duty, I get it, I understand it's a pain in the butt, but look, it is a power that is absolutely vital. To have an impartial jury of your peers, to be able to judge the facts of a particular case and to render justice, is a crucial freedom that we need to embrace. And when you look at that freedom, how does that apply to me? Well, every day you have to evaluate what the media, what big pharma, what your government, what your doctor is telling you. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you are the jury. Nobody can force you to eat certain food. You make that decision. You make it based on how you look at the information and what you see and what is there in front of you. And you've got to judge the facts of the case and decide, is what the government food pyramid design telling me, is that true? Or is what I'm seeing in other places true? You've got to make that decision. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you're it. You're the jury. And then the ballot box, the day that you have to vote. Well, we think of that as election day, but frankly, you do it every single day. You vote with your dollars. You vote and you tell Big Food exactly what you're willing to buy and what you're not. You tell Big Pharma what you're going to purchase, what you're not. You tell your doctor what you're going to purchase and what you're not by making a decision what you're going to do with your money. And you tell your insurance company what you're going to do too by saying, look, frankly, I'm tired of you guys and I'm out. And when you have that freedom, because you've made yourself healthy, you can free yourself from that and you can make these type of decisions. So you vote every single day with your dollars. And don't ever forget it, because you're a free person and you can make that decision. That's what creates long-term change, is when consumers make that decision every single day where they're going to put their money. If they're going to buy fizzy soft drinks, guess what? Coca-Cola and all those guys are going to keep creating more of it. But when you guys quit doing it, they're going to quit producing it too. And they're going to quit spreading diabetes throughout the world. And then there's the cartridge box, which is, look, ultimately at the end of the day, you've got to be able to defend your ideas. And that could be a physical defense, but it also is having the courage to stand up and make a decision and say, I'm not doing it. It's hard. I'll grant you that. Look, I am fighting right now my own private battle with snacking. I have got into a habit of grazing on stuff that's within my dietary sphere, but I was eating way too much cheese and pork rinds and stuff like that between meals, and it was starting to add up. And frankly, giving that up and holding myself down to just 2 meals a day has been a bit of a struggle for the last week or so. The struggle is real. I get it. Deciding that you're not going to give in to your cravings is the cartridge box in this, where you have to fight your own internal battle and show your own courage and force of will to do the things that you know are right. There's a problem that we often run into when it comes to habits that we really, really, really like. and it's called cognitive dissonance. Back when I smoked, I knew. Everybody who smokes knows that it's a disgusting habit. It's not good for your health. It creates problems in your life, and it's expensive. Yet, we keep doing it. Why? Because we're just not willing to put up with the pain of quitting. And we justify it by jumbling things up. We go, well, yes, smoking is bad for your health, but I know people that have lived to be 100. We try to justify it in our own minds to keep it up, but at some point, if you want to be healthy, you've got to exercise your right to the cartridge box and say, nope, no more. And it's not always pretty to get over it, but it is possible. Because nobody's holding a gun to your head. Nobody's forcing you to smoke. Nobody's forcing you to eat junk food. Nobody is doing this stuff but you. You get to determine what you're going to put into your body and into your mouth. So exercise that power of the cartridge box. And then the fourth box, the soap box. One of the things I have learned is that if you want to really install a truth into your life, you need to share it with other people. And what's interesting is when you tell other people what you are doing and why you are doing it and why you're making these changes to your health, it helps to reinforce the message in your own mind. And it puts you on record on these issues that this is what, I'm not eating carbs, I'm not eating junk food, and here's why. There's something about getting ideas out of your own mind and sharing them with other people that make them more real to you. And the power of the soapbox, even within your own family, can be a very powerful thing. That's why I created this YouTube channel, is to help reinforce a lot of the ideas that I know in my heart are true, but I want to get them out to other people because it creates a positive feedback loop for me. I frankly, I think of this channel more as therapy for me than really for anybody else. If it helps other people, great, but it's helping me greatly because it helps reinforce a lot of the ideas that I know are true. So exercise the 4 boxes of freedom. That jury box, to realize that, yes, ultimately, at the end of the day, even without your medical degree, even without a degree in science, you can evaluate the evidence that is out there and you can make a decision as to what you think is true for you. Number 2, what you purchase with your dollars. That's the ballot box. And you get to do that every single day with the purchases and the decisions that you make. You've got to have the strength of character with the cartridge box to be able to fight yourself, to be able to stand up for the convictions that you know are true if you're going to make these changes, and then share them with others. Get on your soapbox, talk about these issues with other people to help reinforce this idea. Hopefully this makes some sense to you, and hopefully will give you some encouragement to make the vital changes that we need. Because frankly, as a country, we are in terrible shape. Over 90% of Americans are metabolically unhealthy. They are getting into serious metabolic health dangers every single day. When people eat a little bit of ice cream, they're inflaming their system just a little bit more. And frankly, just one cigarette, one drink, one serving of ice cream, in and of itself isn't going to kill you. But over time, these little decisions actually do cause great harm to your health, and you got to fight it. And the only way to fight it is to exercise the 4 freedoms that you have. This is Kirk, the Bariatric Carnivore. I try to put out 2 messages each week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you like this message, please hit the like and subscribe. Join this channel of other like-minded people that are trying to regain their health while they still can. I started this journey when I was 50 years old. I'm 61 now, and I keep getting stronger every single year because I keep learning and I exercise my freedoms. I will talk to you again soon.